So, is there any doubt as to who the top quarterback in fantasy is? Is there any doubt as to who the top tight end is? And where do your favorite players rank among the best fantasy players in the league? Well, we'll see if we can find out the answers to those questions and many more as we bring you another preseason edition of Fantasy Football Fever starting right now. But unfortunately, we don't. Yeah. I was going to say, unfortunately, we don't have our usual intro, but I'm going to work on that for next week's show. Yeah, starting tonight, we're going weekly. We're going to be here for the next 3 nights, three Friday nights, including in tonight. Then, starting on September 5th, that's a Tuesday night, we'll go every week until the end of the Thursday night schedule of games. Then we'll be moving to Friday nights. So, yeah, the season is almost here. And I'm getting very, very excited, and I know all of you are. I know my buddies here are excited. John Flynn, John Natali, our commissioner. How y'all guys doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, yeah, we're gonna do it now. There's a lot of those fantasy players out there who are having their fantasy drafts. They've probably already had them by now. Some of them are probably going to wait a little bit until but right before the season starts, of course, we have our league draft 2 weeks from tonight on September 1st. We will go on the air live at 9:45 Eastern, 8:45 Central. Then our draft starts at the top of the hour, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. We will give you every pick from number 1 to Mr. Irrelevant. We'll have that for you here. But tonight, we are going to take a look at the fantasy rankings according to ESPN.com. So, um, I guess, yeah, let me go ahead and pull that page up for everyone to check out. Go ahead and present my screen here. Let's go hit the share button right now. And it should be popping up on screen. There it is. Hey, just follow along here and take a look at the list here of the top ranked. We're looking first at the quarterbacks. And um, is there any doubt that Patrick Mahomes is top quarterback in the league? I don't think so.
Absolutely.
It's he won the MVP. He was the league MVP last year, and he won the Super Bowl. So of course Mahomes is at the top of the mountain in the National Football League.
Now this next one at number 2 comes as a little bit of surprise to me. Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills, and then at number 3 you have Jalen Hurts from the Eagles. There,
It's the reason those two are they're number 2 and number 3 is because both of them are running quarterbacks and they run for rushing touchdowns. So of course you factor in the running component and since every rushing yard is worth a tenth of a point, it's more valuable to have like the mobile quarterbacks, which is why you have Justin Fields at number 6, so why you have Daniel Jones at number 11, and so on and so forth.
yeah, yeah. We have Lamar Jackson for the Ravens at number 4. Joe Burrow coming at number 5, and the aforementioned Justin Fields and Justin Herbert at 6 and 7 respectively. You got Trevor Lawrence, looked so great last year, ranked at number 8. Deshaun Watson for Cleveland at number 9.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, and I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a little bit better than the rank indicates because he finished very strong to end the season.
At number 10, we have Dak Prescott. I that kind of gives me a little bit of a cause to pause, even though, yeah, due to the fact that he did throw league tying 15 interceptions last year. And, then you got Daniel Jones for the Giants at number 11.
Yeah, I like his spot. He improved a lot compared to last season.
Yeah, and don't forget Daniel Jones was a top 10 fantasy quarterback last year. So I think it kind of reflects that. And I said on my podcast last week, and I made a post about this on Instagram. You could check out my Instagram for the podcast at Hook_on sports. I think Daniel Jones is going to have a monster season, and the one thing Daniel Jones did not have that some of the other quarterbacks on this list did have was an elite playmaker at the wide receiver or tight end position, and the Daniel Jones to Darren Waller connection is a thing of beauty, and I think that's going to bode well for the Giants. And Daniel Jones looks very confident and very comfortable in year 2 of Brian Daboll's offense. So as a Giants fan, I'm very excited to see what Daniel Jones can do this year.
Yeah. Then finishing out the top 15, we have Tua Tagovailoa from the Dolphins. We have Kirk Cousins for the Vikings at 13. That bad man Aaron Rodgers, who of course is now wearing a Jets uniform, ranked at number 14. And we got Geno Smith for the Seahawks at number 15.
Yeah.
Then we'll go and move on down the list here. Number 16, we got the Broncos, Russell Wilson. Anthony Richardson, who they just announced, the Colts just announced that Anthony Richardson will be the starter in week 1.
Yep.
And we have Jared Goff for the Detroit Lions at number 18. Although I keep saying for the last few weeks that Detroit is going to be pretty good. And, of course, the Lions, I've, of course, mentioned last month during our division previews. Pretty much said that Detroit will win the NFC North. I predict Jared Goff will have a pretty good year, better than what his statistics are right now. I think it might be better. Matthew Stafford for the Rams is ranked at number 19. You have Kenny Pickett from the Steelers ranked at number 20. Then Derek Carr with his new team, the New Orleans Saints, he's at number 21. Kyler Murray is still kind of out with an injury. He's at 22. Jordan Love, it is now the Jordan Love era in Green Bay. He is at number 23. Then you have one of the top draft picks in the league, Bryce Young. He will be starting for Carolina. They got Ryan Tannehill, once again, starting for Tennessee. And I think that's about as far as it goes right there. Unless I can scroll down a little bit on this one here. No, I don't think I can. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess Flynn had some connection problems here. He'll jump back in.
Yep.
So I guess Natalia, I could ask you, any names stand out for you?
Yeah, I pretty much think everyone's appropriately rated. The rookies are right where they should be. You can't put them at the top yet because they gotta prove themselves first.
Right.
So the middle of the pack there for them is pretty generous.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Flynn. Yeah, I think we can get Flynn back in here now. Yeah, I think he's on his phone again.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, I think one thing I should do is turn my air conditioner off.
Okay. I was just asking Natalie if there's any names that kind of stand out to you. Some might be overranked, some underranked.
I mean, I think we look at the I think Anthony Richardson is going to wind up being higher than 17. So because I believe his running ability. I think Shane Steichen is knowing how successful Jalen Hurts was in his offense in Philadelphia. I think he's going to employ some of the same strategies uh, with uh, with um, with Anthony Richardson, who is a very raw talent at the quarterback position, and we saw a lot of that when he was in Florida. So I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Richardson finishes as a top 10 or top 13 to 15 to quarterback in fantasy, and I think he'd be a really good backup option for fantasy drafts because maybe have him on the bench to start the season, and then you can that maybe he could be a fill-in during a bye week or something like that. I think it makes a lot of sense to think about picking him late in the draft.
So those are I guess it only goes down to 25. So that's how those quarterbacks look. Let's take a look at the starting. Let's take a look at the top running backs in fantasy. Get that list going here. All right, top of the list here we have Austin Eckler for the Chargers. Top 5 are Eckler for the Chargers, Christian McCaffrey for the Niners, Saquon Barkley for the Giants, Bijan Robinson for the Falcons, rookie at number 4, and Derrick Henry for the Titans at number 5. I think they're already seeing stars, seeing a big star in the making over in Atlanta. And then we got then 6 through 10 we have Tony Pollard for the Cowboys, Jonathan Taylor, who I guess has decided to stay with the Colts. He's at number 7. Nick Chubb for Cleveland, number 8. Josh Jacobs for Las Vegas, number 9, and Travis Etienne Jr. for Jacksonville at number 10. So I guess my question is not necessarily saying that I would do it, or if anyone in our league would do it, or if any people out there in their fantasy leagues. I guess it would be crazy, or maybe not crazy, to draft Bijan Robinson like with the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's going to go first round.
Yeah, probably fall to the back end of round 1. A lot of the mock drafts I've done for practice, I usually ended up with him as my first pick.
Because you have the 8th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, let me get. I think he's back up. Got his laptop back on. There we go.
There we go.
There's the proper setting right there.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe so he may go late first round, early second round. We'll see how well that goes here. Going through 11 through 20, we have Joe Mixon for the Bengals at 11, Aaron Jones for Green Bay at 12, Najee Harris for Pittsburgh at 13, Ramondre Stevenson for New England at 14, and Jahmyr Gibbs for the Lions at 15. I don't know what's wrong with my throat tonight. 16 through 20, you got Kenneth Walker III for Seattle, Cardinals, James Conner, Alexander Madison for Minnesota, Breece Hall. If he can stay healthy, I think he'll be higher than 19.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa Bay's Rachaad White is down at 20. Then 21 through 25, you have Damian Damian Pierce for the Houston, Miles Sanders for Carolina, 23 Alvin Kamara for New Orleans. Even though, oh, excuse me, even though Alvin Kamara is going to start the season on suspension,
Three games, I believe.
3 games. Then you have Cam Akers for the Rams at 24, and the Chiefs Isaiah Pacheco at number 25. Glancing through 26 through 30, got Detroit's David Montgomery, J.K. Dobbins for the Ravens, DeAndre Swift for the Eagles, Dalvin Cook for the Jets, just signed him just recently here, and Javonte Williams for the Broncos at number 30. Then look at some of the rest of the names here. Let's see here, Devin.
We're looking at like running back twos now, basically.
Yeah, we're looking at basically the backups and all that.
Yeah, and these are basically the guys that you guys are going to be drafting to be put on your bench to start the season because you're probably going to have multiple running backs you're going to want to draft and put on the bench. You're going to want to have multiple receivers that you guys are going to want to draft and put on your bench because you definitely want to put a balance out this way you have more options to go given the amount of injuries that occur throughout the course of the season. So, but I do think that there are some interesting names from the 21 to 30 that I think are going to have better seasons. And I'm looking at Isaiah Pacheco for Kansas City and J.K. Dobbins for Baltimore. And J.K. Dobbins has been a lost cause over the last couple of seasons. But I think now that he had a regular training camp, a regular off season, I think he's going to be in for a bounce back season. I wouldn't be surprised if both Isaiah Pacheco and J.K. Dobbins wind up in the top 20 at the end of the season. So I think definitely think those are going to be some steals for you guys on that front.
I was just checking down the list here, 40 to 50. I see Zeke Elliott, who of course now plays for the Patriots at 41.
41.
Well, yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, every year his yearly yards per average has just been going down ever since his rookie year back in 2016.
Yeah. And then, I mean, remember at the start of the offseason, I was talking about Tyler Algier being the top 10 running back. Well, that obviously won't be the case unless Bijan Robinson goes down. I do think Tyler Algier is going to be another sneaky good draft pick, and because if there are times where Bijan Robinson can't go, and given how Atlanta's probably going to be a run first option, he's going to be someone you're going to want to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Then you got Jalen Ward for Pittsburgh, Chuba Hubbard for Carolina, Kendrick Miller for New Orleans, rounding out the top 50 right there. So that's basically the list of running backs. We'll go to the wide receiver position now. And we'll get that list loaded in here. Got some pretty solid names here at 1 through 10. Justin Jefferson from Minnesota. I don't think there's any surprise there. Jamar Chase for the Bengals at number 2. Cooper Kupp for the Rams. Then you got Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins and Devontae Adams for Las Vegas at number 5. Then you got 6 through 10. You got Stephon Diggs from the Bills. CeeDee Lamb from the Cowboys. Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 8 for the Lions. A.J. Brown for the for the Eagles, number 9. And then the Jets, Garrett Wilson rounds out the top 10 there. Yeah. My throat is kind of raw tonight. I have no idea what's wrong. CeeDee Lamb at 7. I can agree with that. Of course, Cowboys do have that their new wideout acquisition of Brandon Cooks from the Texans.
Yeah. And I believe in the last podcast we each gave a fantasy bust. I think from that list, because I went with Tyreek Hill, and I think other candidates that could be bust candidates are Devontae Adams, because I think going from Jimmy Garoppolo to going from Jimmy Garoppolo from Derek Carr, I think that's gonna limit him a little bit. Um, then AJ Brown, I think Devontae Smith is going to have more of a volume this year, because since it's year 3 for him, and then I think Tyreek Hill, I think something about the antics is going to rubs me the wrong way, but on those regards.
Okay. Oh, we have someone that wants to say hello here. Let's go ahead and see. Let me click on this here. See who wants to. We got our friend Dashy. Bengals Falcons preseason game ended a 13-13 tie. Oh yeah, that was from last night.
So is Dashy officially in our league yet?
No, I don't think he is not. I don't know if
No.
he ever really made a decision to join us.
Yeah.
And what else? Joe Mixon acquitted of his gun charges.
Yep, I saw that.
Okay, then we have A Pistol 90. Our man Alex Putnam, greetings and salutations. Back at you, brother. And we have another person who's joining us tonight for the chat. He is one of the new members of our league, and we would like to introduce him right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you newest member of our team, Mr. David St. Dennis.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Dennis,
How's everybody?
welcome to our group, my friend.
Nice to meet you all here.
Nice to meet you too, brother. You're live on YouTube right now, so
Hey, David.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put you in the spotlight, and let's see here.
I won't be here for too long, but for those wrestling fans, I just saw something online that I think it might make you laugh. Hold on, let me show you.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yep. I'm not sure why wrestling is doing this, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out. Nice to meet you all. See you in the future soon. Okay. Let me go see.
All right. Take care, Dennis.
See ya.
David St. Dennis. That's one of the new guys on our team. So yeah, we might be seeing him a little bit more throughout the season here. And once again, shout out to our man A Pistol 90. Of course, he'll have the new season of Four Horsemen of Pick'ems Wednesday nights throughout the season with myself, with Lucas, with Matt, and of course Alex, Lucas, Matt, myself, and anyone else who wants to hop in on the show. So we'll be really excited about that here. Okay, so anyway, before we were nicely interrupted, we'll get back to our list here of wide receivers. 11 through 15. Let's take a look here. We got Jalen Waddle for the Dolphins. DK Metcalf for the Seahawks at 12. T. Higgins from the Bengals comes in at 13. Devontae Smith from the Eagles at 14. And Chris Olave at number 15 for the Saints. And then 16 through 20, we have Keenan Allen from the Chargers, Deebo Samuel for the Niners. I kind of find this Deebo Samuel, I kind of think he's maybe should be ranked a little bit higher than that because he is a Very, very good receiver.
Yeah. So, but I also think the fact I think you have you also have Brandon Ayuk, you have Christian McCaffrey, you have George Kittle, each eating up as some of the targets that Deebo Samuel had a couple of years ago when he was a top 10 wide receiver. So it's not necessarily anyone's fault that he's having fewer that he has fewer targets. It's just a victim of circumstance that Debo is ranked lower. But of course he is beloved in the Shanahan offense as we have seen over the last 4 years since he came out of college.
Oh yeah, we have Amari Cooper for the Browns at number 18, Chris Godwin from the Bucks at number 19, and Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos rounds out the top 20 on there. Then as we go into 21 and below, we got DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Titans recently. Got Jacksonville's Calvin Ridley, Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, Terry McLaurin for the Commanders, Christian Watson for the Packers. Christian Watson, I'm wondering how many targets he'll get from Jordan Love this year. DJ Moore for Chicago's at 26. Then you got the Falcons, Drake London, Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks, Mike Williams for the Chargers, and Mike Evans from the Bucks. That rounds out the top 30 right there. Then we see some names here. Brandon Cooks for the Cowboys. He's ranked at number 35. Brandon Ayuk, that Flynn just mentioned, he's at number 34. Then I'm looking at Cortland Sutton for the Broncos at 42. And I see Juju Smith-Schuster for the Patriots at 43. Michael Thomas at 44 for the Saints. Then I see Sky Moore for the Chiefs at 48. Kadarius Toney's just 2 spots ahead of him.
Yeah. Also, another name to watch is Sky Moore, especially if Kadarius Toney is going to be plagued with injuries. So I think Sky Moore might have a monster season for the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, if Mahomes can't throw to Kelsey, where else is he going to throw? I think the answer is going to be Sky Moore.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I see this guy getting some good targets from Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, for Boston College kid.
Then we have Michael Gallup for the Cowboys at 55. Adam hooked on a Thielen, who of course is now playing with the Panthers. Number 58, Darnell Mooney for Chicago at 59, and rounding out this list at number 60, Rashad Bateman for the Baltimore Ravens. So that's pretty much the list of the wideouts there. Going to the tight end position now, and yeah, I think you all know who would be number one. That, of course, would be Travis Kelce. Get this list loaded up.
Of course.
Then after Kelce,
He could very well be the 3rd or 4th pick in the first round.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Got Kelce for the Chiefs, got Mark Andrews for the Ravens, TJ Hockenson for the Vikings at number 3, Darren Waller for the Giants at number 4, and George Kittle with the Niners at number 5. Then 6 through 10, you have Cal Pitts for the Falcons, Dallas Goedert for the Eagles, Brett Freiermuth at Pittsburgh at number 8, Evan Ingram number 9 with Jacksonville, and Cleveland's David Njoku at number 10. Then the next few, Dalton Schultz, the former Cowboy, now playing down I-45 to Houston. He's at 11. Have the Raiders, Tyler Higbee at 12. Cole Kmet for the Bears at 13. Got
Dolchich.
Greg Dulcich for the Broncos at 14. And then you have the Tennessee Titans.
It's Okonkwo. It's Chigoziem Okwanku at 15.
15. Hell, you'll get a lot of more points scoring that on Scrabble.
You have a W, you have two K's, you have three. Yeah, you have three O's in the last name. You have a Z.
And imagine if you had it on a triple word score. Man, that would knock out your opponent right there.
Yeah.
16 through 20, got Gerald Everett for the Chargers, Dalton Kincaid for the Bills, Juwan Johnson for the Saints, Mike Gesicki for the Patriots, and Dawson Knox for the Bills, rounding out number 20. Then 21 to 25, Zach Ertz for the Cardinals, Hayden Hurst for the Panthers, Irv Smith Jr. for the Bengals, Jets Tyler Conklin, and the Lions with Sam Laporta. So, just take a look here, seeing I could see George Kittle getting a few good targets.
I think Sam Laporta can make a big splash. Probably finish in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think so. I probably think it maybe Dalton Schultz may be one of the top two receivers for the Texans this year, maybe. Now let's go to the guys with the legs that may make or break some games this year for their teams. The kickers. I'm interested to see where Mr. Automatic ends up on this list here. Kicker rankings, let's get them. Okay, we have 20 listed. Oh, yeah, Mr. Automatic, Justin Tucker for the Ravens at number 1. Bengals have McPherson, number 2. Daniel Carson for the Raiders at number 3. Number 4 has Harrison Butker for the Chiefs, and Tyler Bass from the Bills at number 5. Then 6 through 10 is the Giants, Graham Gano. Jake Elliott for the Eagles, number 7. Young Koo for the Falcons at number 8. Kachu. Jason Myers for the Seahawks at number 9. Cameron Dicker for the Chargers at 10.
I'm fascinated at the discrepancy of the experts where they're ranking Cameron Dicker, because Bowen has him at 6 and Mike Clay has him at 17.
Yeah.
Is
he 13? I can see why you notice that here. Kind of a more of a middle of the pack receiver, kind of put in number 10 right there, or middle of the pack kicker there. Rounding out the 20 list, you have a guy here, Cairo Santos for the Bears, Brandon McManus for the Jags, Greg the Legs Zerline now playing for the Jets, Tristan Vizcaino, who was just released from the Cowboys early last week.
So that means who's going to be the Cowboys kicker? Oh, geez.
That is a very good question. I think that's something that they really need to kind of focus in on for this next week, because first cut down day, I think, I believe, is next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get some legs in there, because we need them. Because
I might have to go dumpster diving in that free agent pool.
Yeah, may have to, because of course we let go of Brett Maher at the end of the season again.
So yeah, it looks like Brandon Aubrey is going to be the place kicker.
Brandon Aubrey. If I'm not mistaken, I think we either drafted him either this past year or the year before, or this year. I can't remember. Greg Joseph from Minnesota, number 17. Jason Sanders, Dolphins at 15. Matt Gay for the Colts at 15. Then you got Jake Moody for the Niners at 18. Riley Patterson for the Lions at number 19. And Eddie Pinheiro for the Panthers at number 20. Yeah, so Dallas really needs to. I mean, even if it means they have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, they need to get somebody. If they can't figure out, then that one guy will probably be their man for the season. Yeah. Now we're going to take a look at the defense and special teams here. We got 20 listed here. Interesting top 10 here. Got the 49ers, and you got the Bills, got the Cowboys, Steelers, Dolphins, Saints, Jets, Patriots, Eagles, and Packers. Rounding out that top 10.
So yeah, a lot of people are going to be sleeping on the Packers this year because I think their defense is better than they give them credit for. They're going to be in a lot of games this year, the Packers.
Yeah, I can see why they have the 49ers number one right here with the Bills.
49ers number one right here with the Bills.
And the Cowboys up at number 3. Maybe kind of due to the acquisition of Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
So it's going to look good. The rest of the list, 11 through 20, you got the Bengals, Ravens, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Broncos. Then you got Browns, Panthers, Commanders, Chiefs, and Titans. So anything stand out?
Yeah,
because the Bucs seem a bit high to me. Because I think they're definitely gonna have a down season.
I think their defensive line is still very good, so I think that they can pile up a lot of sacks, and also the Buccaneers play it's in a division that doesn't have the top quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
true. Fair point.
I think the NFC South could be up for grabs this year, although I believe I took New Orleans to take the division, but I'll have to check my records and see who I picked.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, and so that's the special teams here. So I guess that's the list here. Well, I mean, yeah, we are. I had the wrong button there. Yeah, we are coming closer and closer to our fantasy draft, and we're going to check the league settings right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go ahead and pop that up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how our man John Natale set up our league. Of course, for those of you watching, your leagues may be different than ours. We're just showing you how we do things with our league.
I think the point to note that this is a PPR league because I feel like more people have done that recently, but PPR means points per reception. So that means for every catch a receiver or a tight end or a running back makes, it's 1 point.
So right now it's it's going to be a private league. So unfortunately, But we'll let y'all know how we're doing during the seasons. Just keep watching. We'll let y'all know how we're doing. We got a snake draft coming up September 1st, 2023, which is 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, and at this time, 2 weeks from tonight, we're gonna be about 6 or 7. We're gonna be about halfway through our draft.
Yeah. So the draft order will be set by our league manager. Of course, I do have a suggestion, like maybe getting the new people to maybe take maybe number 1 and number 2. I mean, that's just a suggestion I have. There'll be 17 rosters in each of our teams. Each of our teams will have 10 starters.
Yeah, and there's also
7 on the bench.
Yeah, I do have David as our as a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
See if I can get all of these here.
Yeah.
Now I have quarterback.
Two running backs.
The number here. Got 2 running backs. 2 wideouts. 1 tight end. 1 flex.
Yeah, and also for those of you who keep following flexes,
a flex have defensive player utility.
Yeah, a flex means you can have an additional
defensive
running back
player right there.
Yeah. A flex means
and once again, I didn't pay attention. The light went off on my controller, so I couldn't hear anybody. I gotta pay more attention to this, but I just like doing this show through my Xbox because I have a better connection than what I have with my laptop. I may need to take my laptop in for a checkup somewhere, see if I can improve on that. So I have a defensive field, I have a special team, place kicker, and like it says, 7 bench players and 2 available for injured reserves. Here's how we are going to do our scoring. For passing, we got 0.04 yards. Passing yards. 6 points per touchdown. Minus 2 points for interceptions throw. And 2 points for a successful 2-point conversion. Running yards. It's a 10th of a point for each yard. 6 points for rushing touchdown. And 2 points for the 2-point conversion. Receiving yards, 10th of a point for every yard. Every reception is 1 point.
Hence PPR.
Right. 6 points for a touchdown, 2 points for a successful 2-point conversion catch. Then you have the kicking scores. Point after tries worth 1 point. Missed field goal is going to take away 1 point. And we have points based on successful field goals made by distance. 0 to 39 gets you 3 points. 40 to 49 yards gives us 4. 50 to 59 yards, it's 5. And the big 60 burger and more would be 6 points. But there are some kickers out there who I know can make 60-yard field goals.
If you own Brett Maher in fantasy leagues last year, you can attest to that.
Oh yeah. Then have the defense and special teams here. You got kick 6 worth 6 points. Punt 6 is 6. Interception, return for a touchdown, big 6 right there. Fumble 6. Blocked punt or a blocked field goal, return for a touchdown. That'll be 6 points. The 2-point return for 2 points. Safety, sack is worth 1 point. Block punt, PAT, or a field goal. Block 2 points. 2 points for interception. 2 points for a fumble recovery. Forced fumble, 1 point. Safety is 2.
You could see the point a point allowed but basically the fewer points you allow your defense allows, the more points you'll get.
Right. And then of course there's
It's
points allowed here.
Mhm.
So
it's the same thing for total yards allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, because one thing our league does that most of the leagues don't, is that we have an extra defensive player, so that we draft. So basically, it's usually like a linebacker or defensive end, because they're the ones that get the sacks and the tackles. But it's usually a linebacker, because a linebacker can get as many as 8 to 10 tackles per game.
Yep.
So I think
Yeah,
so. That's where I
probably
think
double-digit
we're all,
points even.
yeah. I mean, especially if you get middle linebackers.
Oh yeah. And there was a set of scores on the other side. Miscellaneous points, kick return, 6, punt return for touchdown, 6, fumble recovered, 6. I think we've just mentioned that kind of over here a little bit. So that's the way our point system will go. And of course, not everyone's point system is the same. These are the teams, and these are the divisions right now. Right now, we decided to name our divisions after 2 legendary cartoon characters. Ladies and gentlemen, you know them, you love them. The one and only Beavis and Butthead.
Mhm.
So this year in the Beavis division, there will be the OWA Superstars. That, of course, is Adam Oliver's team. Then you have the Longview Hard Knocks team. That's of course my team, named after Dawson Knox, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills, although I may change that name a little bit.
Yeah.
Taylor Made, that of course is our man Alex Putnam. Team America, can't remember who that is.
That's Lucas.
Oh yeah, that's Lucas. LC Muscles, as we lovingly call him. Then Captain Rocket, that probably would have to be Dennis. He just joined us recently. Then, of course, the Butthead division, you got Deck Attack, which is Natalie's team. Then you have Lamar the Merrier, Flynn's team.
So yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna change it too, and I want to see who I draft. It's because depending on who depending on who I draft, I might change the name, because of course I had Lamar Jackson as my quarterback in both of my leagues last year. So so of course the more the merrier. It was that the more the merrier, which is a pun of that. Anyway.
Then you have the Georgia Crushers, which of course that would be owned by Andrew St. Clair,
the champ.
Champ there. Then you have the Dynamite Blessers, owned by our man Daniel, known as Dino. And then you have Team Texans, SB Champs. That's our man Casey. So that's basically our rosters. Observe ESPN's Undroppable Players list. Yes, I play University NFL. Here's the acquisition and regular rules. Lineup changes are locked individually at scheduled game time. System is on waivers. No limit to season acquisitions. Waiver period is only 1 day. And the waiver order will reset each week to inverse order of the standings.
I propose a change. Yes, so I feel like the waiver order should be changed to the it should be changed to like reflect So I think we definitely want to make a change for the waiver order, and like we said it, drop to the bottom when you claim someone off waivers.
Okay, that makes sense.
I
But yeah,
think, yeah,
put all your changes like requests in the chat. That way, it's easier for me. It's all in one place.
Yeah.
Anybody in our league?
Yeah, put all your
this right now,
requests in the group chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in now. Both in the private chat and the group chat.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, if any of our players are watching this right now or later, please make a suggestion in the comment area, and we'll be sure to. And Natalia will be sure to read those, and you'll make the changes accordingly. But yeah, I think that's a good idea right there, as far as the waiver settings. Trade rules. There's no limit to trades. Our trade deadline will be set for November 29th at 11 a.m. Central Time. That would be noon Eastern. November 29th. That would be week number
12.
Yeah, that part I'm not sure. I never touched it, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. So the tentative deadline is November 29th, unless Mr. Natali decides to change that. Anybody has a suggestion for a
that'd
change?
be the third last game of the season then.
Okay. So that would be right there. A trade review period will go for 2 days. And then votes required to veto a trade will be 4.
Yeah.
We will not use keepers for the 2023 season or 2024 season. Our week is going to start in week 1. 14 regular season matchups. There'll be a matchup tiebreaker. We don't have any tiebreakers set.
I propose one. It's a head-to-head matchup. It's a Yeah, so I say like head to head change. So like if it's between if both of us have each finished with 11 wins and it's up for the 1 seed, so that whoever won this head to head season series between the two players gets the 1 seed.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, I definitely like that idea. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think we.
I remember modify that in the group chat there, so I could look at it.
Yeah.
All right, there we go for that. One question though.
I'll look everything over tomorrow morning.
Of course, we all remember last year the game between the Bills and the Bengals when Damar Hamlin had that incident where he just collapsed, and they just stopped the game right there. Wonder how we would figure that out.
Yeah.
But I can already say this. I think I'm pretty sure Damar Hamlin, if he has a great season, he will probably be comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I mean he's already a legit candidate for comeback player of the year because because his presence alone.
Oh yeah.
I would say because no one there were people that thought he was going to die that night.
Oh yeah. So amazing. Yep. So best of luck to Damar Hamlin on his season here.
Yeah. And then playoff teams, we need to get that from 8 to 6.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about playoff teams here.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yep, we got. Let's talk a little bit about the playoffs and how we got those set up. There was a suggestion made to reduce the number of playoff teams from 8 to 6. I believe that Mr. Natali will take care of that accordingly. Weeks for
Mm-hmm.
playoff matches won. It's head-to-head records, playoff seedings, tiebreaker, and guess no playoff home field advantage. So that is basically how we are going to be running our fantasy league. And we have our league draft, like I said, 2 weeks from tonight. And I am getting very, very, very excited with every passing day. So,
Oh, yeah.
oh, we got someone else that wanted to say here. Die Hard, I guess that means Die Hard Cowboys fan leaning towards first round picks Jefferson. Oh, question here. Jefferson or Pollard?
That has to be Jefferson.
Well, yeah. It would have to be.
Well, if Jefferson's available to you, I would definitely take him right away. He would be my
Yeah,
first
right.
choice there. Jefferson would probably be
I
the better
prob-
option.
Yeah, I probably would not take Pollard maybe until maybe late first round, early second round.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Tolly Pollard has just been bumped up to the RB1 position after Zeke's departure. But this kid, Deuce Vaughn, the Cowboys drafted this year, he looked pretty good in the preseason game against Jacksonville last Saturday night. Even though Jaguars won that game, he looked pretty good. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he's definitely going to make a team, and I could see him being running back 2, or maybe running back 3 behind Ronald Jones. I don't know, but this kid is good. He has been dazzling everybody at training camp. He dazzled us last week, so it'll be interesting to see how many touches he gets in tomorrow night's game in Seattle against the Seahawks. So Isaiah Rios, might as well go for Jefferson if you got a chance. That's basically the best thing I could tell you. So okay, now we have Trey S. Hey gents, care to rate my draft? Just finished.
All right, lay it down on us. You know, give us your picks in
I'll
order.
tell you what, Trey, if you want to get in on the show, we'll here. Let me give you give me the link here. Trey, if you want to come in and tell us about your draft, there's the link here. Copy that, paste it into your browser. Come on in. Give us your draft results, and we'll kind of analyze it for you a little bit, I guess, if you want to call it analyzing. So there you go. There's your link right there. So, like I said, people have had their drafts. People haven't had their drafts yet. Of course, we have ours 2 weeks from tonight. So, so Trey, if you want to just come on in, we'll be glad to talk to you. And of course, we'll just let you guys go ahead and say next week's show will be 1 week from time. We're going every week now. We're on every week,
All right.
all the way till February.
Next 6 months. Let's go.
Next week's show drops next Friday night. We will give our playoff predictions, and we will give you our predictions as to who will be playing in the big game in Sin City in February. So let's see if Trey will come on in here. I don't know if he's going to type it in or if he's going to type it in or come on the chat and tell us about it. But yeah, we'd love to hear how your draft came out, because I'm getting pretty excited right now.
Yeah, if we can get it in on time. Yeah. Anywho.
And for some reason, I have the little Jeopardy theme music going through my head right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but one thing we can do while we're waiting, because, so it's because this was something related to my podcast that I dropped today. Let's see here. I'm just waiting for this to pull up. I think it's coming up very soon. There we go. Yes. So one of the things that I did on my podcast today was to give you my picks for the 10 coaches who I think are most likely going to be on the hot seat. So yes. So while we're waiting here, what do you guys think? I know you're thinking I know you're thinking Mike McCarthy, but I think the Cowboys are going to have a great season. And I don't think the Mike McCarthy is going to get fired, but I could very much see that the rest of these coaches potentially getting fired. Tim, Natalie?
Yeah. I guess it's kind of a little follow up to the show we did on the coach hot seats about a couple months ago. Yeah, I've said Josh McDaniel. He is definitely on the hot seat. Not only him, but Kevin Stefanski. Robert Saleh. Well, now that
that's the only one I'm questioning, because I think the Jets are going to have a solid season and make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they don't make the playoffs,
but if they don't make the playoffs, yeah, he could probably.
Oh, if they don't,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
I thought these were your predictions for who's getting fired at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm saying most likely to be fired. But it's because every year there's usually about 5 to 10 coaches that get fired. Right. So last year was kind of on the low end. Because only the Colts, the Cardinals,
right,
the Panthers, and then the Texans. So they all made coaching changes. Yeah. I mean, I could very much see a scenario where the Carolina Panthers see their 3 division rivals all get fired. That's because with the Saints, the Bucs, the Falcons,
Bowles, Allen, and Smith, yeah.
And so because if you remember 4 years ago, the Eagles won their division, and then Jason Garrett, Pat Shurmur, and Jay Gruden all got fired the same season for Dallas, the Giants, and Washington.
Wow. That's an interesting list there.
Yeah. And I was considering either Eberflus or McCarthy for the last spot, but I think knowing that the Bears organization can snap at an instant. And given that Eberflus was 3-14, and that he is a defensive coach, and also Dennis Allen and Todd Bowles are also defensive coaches.
Right.
Because had it not been for all those crazy comebacks by Brady last year, the Bucks would not even made the playoffs. Period, and they probably would have the top 10 pick in the draft this year.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like we said, I can see you taking McCarthy off the list because I think the Cowboys have a solid defense, and I think the offense might be a little bit improved this year. So I really don't think that McCarthy has nothing to worry about except, I mean, everyone's talking in Dallas that it's pretty much NFC Championship game or bust.
Yeah, I know the Cowboys haven't been to the NFC Championship game in my lifetime, so
Yeah,
yep.
95, 96 season.
I think it was
like
1995. I want to say was the last one.
Yeah,
Not the 95 season.
Yeah, which is crazy. When
I was
you think
9.
about it, yeah, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. I have a coworker who was born later that year. So she always likes to mention when I was born, the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting list of those coaches.
Yeah,
out
Cowboys got
there,
to clone
definitely.
themselves more Emmett Smiths and more Michael Irvins.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Cowboys have had a lot of high end talent over the last 25 years. I mean, when you think of those Cowboys teams with Romo, with Witten, with DeMarcus Ware, and all the others.
Yes, and congratulations to DeMarcus for his recent induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, it's something we didn't touch on that much, which is crazy with the Hall of Fame class. Of course, you had Joe Thomas, you had Zach Thomas, Ken Riley, Darrell Rivas, Joe Klecko, Chuck Howley, the only player to win the Super Bowl MVP despite playing for the losing team. Don Coryell, Rondé Barber, they all made the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh yeah.
It's but I know that they were talking about the 2024 Hall of Fame. But Tom Coughlin was passed over for the Hall of Fame.
That doesn't seem fair. After the great job he did when he was coaching the Giants, the Giants had some pretty good years with him.
Yeah, and also think about how he with Jacksonville, he took Jacksonville to the AFC Championship game in just their second season.
Oh yeah, that was a year when both the Jaguars and the Panthers made their conference championships in their second year of existence.
Yeah.
So I want to see if Trey is still available. Is he still watching? I have no idea. Well, if we don't hear from Trey in the next few minutes, like I said, we'll be back next week. We can see if Trey will join us next week after we go through our playoff predictions, our Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and also Julius Peppers and Antonio Gates are eligible for the Hall of Fame next year, and I think there's a very good chance that they're going to be first ballot Hall of Famers.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
And I saw on Facebook that I think it will be a December 10th game. Antonio Gates will be joining the Chargers Hall of Fame, so he will make the team's Hall of Fame right there at halftime of that game. So tremendous honor for that man, Antonio Gates. He was probably the best tight end, almost one of the two best tight ends in the league before Tony Gonzalez came along.
Oh
yeah. And I know other names on the list are Eric Berry, Haloti Nada, Jamal Charles, it's a defensive tackle Kyle Williams is on. Sebastian Janikowski is eligible the next year, this fall, but yeah, but I think those are the guys that I really see, and I actually had no idea. I didn't realize Jamal Charles was the running back for Texas when they had Vince Young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in
I had
2005.
totally forgotten about that.
Yeah, I was watching some highlights of the Rose Bowl. Maybe the greatest college football game ever played. Because any other year they would have walked over everybody for the national championship.
Oh, yeah, that was Texas and USC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of talent that was on the field that night is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just so sad that professional football just didn't work out too good for Vince Young.
Yeah. But that's because he didn't have the skill set that was primary to the NFL back then. I think if Vince Young was playing in this current NFL, I think maybe he would have had more of a chance to succeed because of the rules changes that benefit the quarterbacks, like roughing the passer and the defensive pass interference being called more often.
Right. Yeah.
So
It is almost 10:45 my time, which is 11:45 over on the East Coast, and about 8:45 where Natalie is over on the west side of the country. So I guess Trey, sorry, bro, but I'll tell you what, Trey, if you want to enter your draft results in the comment section, go ahead and do that. We'll take a look at that. Then we'll give you a holler next week. Don't forget, folks, we are weekly now all the way until February. Next week, we have, as I said, we have our playoff predictions. We'll tell you who we think is going to the Super Bowl. And then 2 weeks from tonight, one of the biggest nights of our year, the fantasy draft. And I just can't wait. I'm getting so excited. We're just 2 weeks away from the draft.
Last we have two Tuesday nights for each show.
Yeah, and last year I yelled about not picking Michael Pippen. So what am I going to yell about this year? I mean, yeah, I said, what's Putnam going to yell about? What's Lucas going to yell about? What are you two going to yell about?
Yeah, that's the one thing that I really like about all the banter that goes back and forth. But I mean, this is what we do, and this is what the coach says, you know?
Hello? You play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
There you go. Very well said from Coach Edwards right there.
It's a shame he didn't know how to manage the clock properly in game.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and close up shop for this week here. Thanks, y'all. Thank y'all for watching us. We'll be back next Friday night. John Natali will be here. John Flynn will be here. Don't forget, Hooked on Sports. So, speaking of,
new episode dropped today.
Check it out.
Yeah. So I went into detail about coaches who I think could be fired. We talked about that. The NBA released the regular season schedule yesterday. The Mavs open up on the road against the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama's NBA debut on October 25th.
All right.
Yeah.
So when do you start going twice a week?
I'm within the next few weeks. Within the next 3 weeks. Yeah.
All righty. So look for that. Hooked on Sports will be going twice a week pretty soon. And like I said, we'll be back next week. So I want to thank John Natali, thank John Flynn, and thank all of you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. So have a great week. Enjoy week 2 of the preseason. See if your players will make the first cut. So until next week, Tim McClellan, thanks for watching. God bless you. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.